Hi everyone, welcome back. So what if your investment could pay you in 4 different ways at the same time? Most people think of real estate as a long game, but the truth is real estate can start working for you the moment you buy it. Today, I'm breaking down the 4 major ways real estate pays you, and make sure to stay to the end where I'll show you what it looks like when all 4 of these are combined to supercharge your wealth building. Let's start with cash flow, the income you keep after all expenses are paid. If your tenant pays $2,000 in rent and your total monthly costs including mortgage, taxes, insurance, and reserves for repairs and vacancies, comes out to $1,700, then you're pocketing $300 in true monthly cash flow. Now, when most people hear the word cash flow, they think of passive income. And they're right, but only if you calculate it correctly. The key word here is true cash flow. That means accounting for the things that don't show up every month, like maintenance and vacancies. Most beginners skip this step, and when a $15,000 roof needs replacing, all their cash flow and maybe even savings gets wiped out. The great news is, over time, this cash flow tends to grow. If you're on a fixed rate mortgage, your principal and interest payments remain the same. Meanwhile, rents tend to rise. That means that what was $300 a month in profit could be $400 or $500 a few years down the road, even after factoring in property tax and maintenance expense increases. Now for the second way real estate builds wealth. As Mark Twain once said, buy land, they're not making any more of it. He was talking about appreciation. While appreciation is not guaranteed year to year, the national average over the past few decades is around 3 to 4% annually. Now, here's where appreciation gets exciting. Leverage. Say you buy a $100,000 property with just $20,000 down. If that home appreciates by 4% in a year, you've gained $4,000 in equity, and that's a 20% return on your $20,000 invested. And keep in mind, appreciation isn't just about property value going up. It can also be forced. For example, if you buy a dated property and renovate the kitchen and bathrooms, you can increase its market value significantly. That's called forced appreciation, and it's one of the most powerful tools in a real estate investor's toolkit. The third way real estate builds wealth, every month your tenant is essentially buying the property for you. When you make a mortgage payment, part of it goes to interest and part goes to principal. In the early years, most of it goes to interest, but even then, you're still making a dent in the loan balance. Over the first year on a $200,000 loan at 6.5% over 30 years, you pay down about $2,200 in principal. And over the life of the loan, that $200,000 will eventually be completely paid off. And you'll own the property free and clear without ever having to pay it off yourself. Now, let's talk about the fourth way real estate builds wealth, tax benefits. The US tax code is incredibly favorable to real estate investors. First, you can deduct almost all of your operating expenses, things like mortgage interest, property taxes, insurance, repairs, and even property management fees. But the real gem here is depreciation. Even though your property might be going up in value, the IRS lets you write off a portion of the building's value each year, because on paper, buildings wear out. For residential properties, that depreciation is spread out over 27.5 years. So if the building is valued at $200,000, you can deduct over $7,000 each year in depreciation alone. And if you make under $150,000 for the year, you may qualify for the passive loss allowance to use some excess depreciation to offset your non-rental income. However, if you qualify as a real estate professional, the benefits can be even greater. For more on this, check out this video here. And for more advanced strategies, there's cost segregation studies, which let you accelerate the depreciation for certain parts of the property, like appliances, carpet, or even landscaping, to front load those tax savings. It's yet another layer of benefits that many investors miss. Now let's put it all together with a realistic example. Let's say you buy a rental property for $250,000. You put 20% down, that's $50,000, and finance the rest with a fixed rate mortgage. After accounting for about $7,500 in closing costs, your total upfront investment comes to $57,500. Over the next year, here's how that property can pay you. First, cash flow. $200 per month after all expenses and reserves, or $2,400 for the year. Second, appreciation. If the property increases in value by just 3%, that's a $7,500 gain in equity. Third is debt paydown. Thanks to your tenant's rent, your mortgage balance shrinks by around $2,200 in year one. And finally, tax benefits. With depreciation and qualifying for the passive loss allowance, you save an estimated $500 in taxes on your non-rental income. And now we add it all up. $2,400 in cash flow, $7,500 in appreciation, $2,200 in debt paydown, and $500 in tax savings. That's a total return of $12,600 on a $57,500 investment, giving you a 21.9% 10% return in year one. And that's without flipping the property or rehabbing it, just buying and holding. That's the power of real estate. One property with 4 wealth building engines, all working quietly in the background to grow your net worth. So to recap, cash flow puts money in your pocket today. Appreciation builds your equity tomorrow. Debt paydown increases your ownership every month, and tax benefits help you keep more of what you earn. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.